Hi, welcome to the Carol of Drifters. We started planning this trip about 15 months ago, myself communicating with Akhil Asok at Indus Traveller. Can I just say he was incredibly helpful. We had lots and lots of messages going backwards and forwards to agree on hotels, itinerary, things we were going to do and not do. It's very important to realise that distances in India are long and you have to expect it, therefore the more comfortable the vehicle you can get, the better. There are 5 of us travelling together and we had a 9-seater minibus which was extremely comfortable. We had a very, very good driver, Mr. Chiku, who speaks incredibly good English and tailored to our every need at every stop, and we agreed with him when we would leave, where we would go, etc. I'm now going to pass you over to some of my friends who I've been travelling with for the last 16 days who will tell you a little bit about their experiences.
Hello, my name is Wendy. Robert and Kathy invited myself and Geraldine to join them on the tour of southern India. We've both been to southern India before. It's been wonderful returning after nearly 40 years, and we've seen some new places and visited some old places. One of the highlights has been driving around in the bus with Chiku, our wonderful driver, who could not have been more helpful. It's been the whole experience has been lovely. For me, the high spots have been the wonderful hotels, especially the 5-star hotels. So very well chosen, the hotels, on behalf of Indus Traveller. So we love the hotels. I think for me, very special was Munnar. I love hills, I love mountains. I've been to Uti before, but Munnar for me was a very special place. But I also love the temples, the big temples we saw on the first part of the trip, and returning to Marabaripuram after 40 years. So those are my high spots. But I can't thank Chiku enough for being more than a driver. He has done a hard job very well, and he's always been so kind and so friendly, and all the logistics have worked so very well. So thank you very much, especially to Chiku and also to Indus Traveller for planning this itinerary, and to Robert.
Akhil.
Akhil, yeah, at Indus. And thanks to Akhil at Indus Traveller. Yeah.
I think I've been surprised actually how few Western tourists we've come across. That's really surprised me at the moment in India. Having been to India a number of times, it's been quite unusual. I think, as others have said, Chiku's been a wonderful driver and more than a driver. I was expecting Chiku just to be a driver, but Chiku has known so much and given us so much information at every place that we've been to, and recommended some wonderful temples, which have been really good recommendations for us. And like Wendy, I would say I've also really enjoyed being in Munnar and the tea plantations. I think it's the Brit in me with the cooler climate is more suitable. I'll hand over to Jodie.
Yes, I came to India nearly 40 years ago, to southern India. And what's lovely about this trip is how fresh and different it has been, even though we've been to some of the same places. I think for me, partly Robert's planning, I thought it was really well planned. 2 days in one hotel, 2 in another, to kind of rest and recover with Mabalipuram. And then, although it was quite intense going one place to another, we had a much gentler end to the holiday, and that worked really well. At times it felt exhausting, but it was really good to do so many of those major temples. And lovely to see so many Indian visitors there, both tourists and pilgrims. That was wonderful. I thought Chiku, I always trusted Chiku's timing of when to set off, what's the best time to go to the temple. Some we went later in the evening, absolutely right, it was the most special time to see it. So I thought that was wonderful. Really special things. I thought the day of visiting the village after the houseboat in Aleppo was an absolute joy. In some other countries it can be a bit uncomfortable with tourists shuffling round. It was lovely, it was intimate, it was just one person at a time. I thought that was a really lovely trip. And also, like Wendy, after the intensity of the heat, to go up to Munnar was extraordinary. Lovely hotel there, really friendly, and extraordinary that experience of the tea plantations. And then to Uti, which we've been to before. So I think it's been a brilliantly planned tour with kind of 2 night stays after very, very fast moving travel. And I completely agree about being on a bus which was so comfortable, so intimate, being able to talk. And above all, I have to say, Chiku, what difference? Not just information about the places that we've been to, information, some brilliant choices about which temple to visit, one rather than another. What I hadn't expected, and just 5 of us and you, Chico, as driver, how kind of intimate it felt. And I've never done it with such a small group before, and Chico was so much more than a driver. Guide, no matter what we needed, he responded to. So interesting on education, on health, on religion. Just learned so much from him, and no matter what we asked for, it was not too much trouble. So really special. So the choice of hotels and itinerary was absolutely wonderful. So thanks to Robert and to Akil, whose expertise just made such a difference. The timing, the choice of venues, the hotels universally were fabulous. So many, many thanks to Akil. It was a wonderful holiday, unforgettable. Thank you.
Hi, so I'm Helen, and this is my first time to southern India. I've always wanted to come to this part of India. I've been to Rajasthan a couple of times, and one of the reasons I've always wanted to be in southern India is to see all the colourful temples. So I was delighted to see a complete array. I love the historic temples. Some of them are just phenomenal to visit, and we had some excellent guides that introduced to us and showed us around, so that was good. Temperatures were a bit challenging at times when you leave a country that's 4 degrees and you end up in a country that's 32 plus, but you know, it's part of the experience. Enjoyed all the food, and particularly what I enjoy actually is people watching, but I love just sitting in the bus going through India and just seeing how people live their lives, which, you know, is so similar to us but so different as well, and that's part of the experience of travelling for such a long distance that I really enjoyed. And yeah, it's been a great trip, so thank you very much to Indus Traveller. Robert and I had great fun sorting out the interior. Robert did most of the work, but it was my sort of idea to come to this part of the world, and I'm really glad I have.
So to finish off, come to India with an open mind, be patient, be prepared for anything and everything. Things have changed incredibly over the years. Wi-Fi is almost universally available in all the hotel rooms. Western style toilets, which is important to some people. And let's all enjoy the food. The food is phenomenal. And if you're scared about spicy, you just need to tell people, make it less spicy, and they'll accommodate all your needs. So final thanks to Akil, to Chiku for everything they've done. We've had a great time. We've still got a couple more days. Tomorrow we head to Bandipur, having got on the UT train, and then off to Mysore before we finish in Chennai. Thank you.